Good morning. Karibu tukuze matunda. Today we are back in Naivasha. And I want to quickly give you an update of where we are with this project. We planted, or rather we transplanted these seedlings on April 10th of 2021, and today being Monday, the day being Monday 3rd, we are back here to quickly just do a few things that we're supposed to do to ensure that our orchard is picking up well. And it's exactly been 3 weeks. And today, besides repeating or rather spraying them, though after scouting we couldn't find any of the pest, but it's always good to maintain a regular spraying schedule. So we ideally are supposed to do it every 2 weeks, but we did jump 1 week. Anyway, our seedlings have picked on very well, and I think in the last video I had indicated that for now we are yet to do our drip irrigation kit, or rather connect the pipes, though we have water on the side. Behind there is a tank, so in the near future we'll be doing the piping. But what we are actually here to do, one is to do the regular spray that and that basically involves an insecticide, a fungicide, and we're also doing a foliar. You notice that the seedlings have improved very well, and when we last planted them we only tied the seedlings straight to to this string that is supposed to connect to the wire up. That is our support system for these vines. So we've since come back and ensured that we now have sticks, right, and the rope is connecting to the stick. And why we did this is because we learned that when you tie these vines straight to these strings, whenever there's wind, they tend to swing a lot, and as a result we lost some. So we have since done these sticks. They're 3 or 4 feet tall, others are even 5 feet. And since then we have also done a bit of weeding, and as you can see, our orchard is pretty clean despite the rains that have been pounding this area. But weeding is a continuous activity, and you have to do it quite often whenever you spot weed coming up. And a good example is, if you look down here, you can see some weed coming up. It's a good sign that our field is very healthy. Yeah, and we have to keep on removing the weed. So one other thing that we'll be doing today is that if I take you back to this seedling here, you will notice that this is where we have our grafting tape, right? So from here coming up is where we have the Zion, and this is of purple passion, and down here is where we have our rootstock. So you notice that there is some shoots coming up below the grafting joint. So ideally we are supposed to remove these, because if we allow them to grow, it means that we'll have the yellow passion also coming up, and that's what we don't want. The yellow passion is basically meant to provide us with a rootstock. And if you've read or if you're informed, you'll learn that the purple passion is very versatile, and it's also very it has very good qualities in terms of disease resistance. I gather that it does not get affected by nematodes besides the normal wilt. So that's why we use it as a rootstock. And in the history of this country, you'll hear that passion fruits have been grown before, for example, in areas of Murang'a. We used to do very well, but diseases did discourage those farmers from planting them. And partly is that they just used to plant the purple passion without the actual grafting. And the purple passion is very susceptible to, like I've mentioned, to a lot of soil-borne diseases. So the vines would just dry up, and most of those farmers have abandoned the growing passion fruit. So that is one of the reasons. The other thing that we'll also be doing besides removing the shoots below the grafting joint is that if you look closely, let me try and find one that has shoots that are coming up. So here it is. So besides removing the shoots that are below the grafting joint, you'll also notice that we have some new shoots that are coming up. So for now, we want to just encourage this shoot to climb up to the string here, and it's when it gets to this section here that we are going to allow 2 lateral shoots to come up. So for now, any lateral shoots will be discouraged. But I also learned from a farmer friend of mine that when at the initial stages, he does encourage 2 shoots to come up. So ideally he would encourage this shoot number 1 and this other one, and he will allow this one to climb up and also this one to climb up. And what he told me is that by doing that, that reduces the risk. Should you lose this vine up here, then you're left with this other one. But on the other hand, experts will tell you that you're supposed to just have one coming up to this section where you allow now 2 lateral shoots to go on either side. So we'll be removing those shoots just to leave this main vine to come up, and of course supporting them. Some of them need a bit of support here and there in terms of ensuring that they're utilizing the sticks well, so that they are able to form they're able to go up. So very interesting. On this particular one, we have a flower, right? And what you notice is that just a few seedlings here and there that have flowers, so they start flowering. Again, this is debatable. There is a school of thought that believes that you should remove these flowers at this initial stage. That is the school of thought number 1. And the other school of thought that believes that you should allow those flowers to develop into fruits. So ideally, the first school of thought believes that any flower from this section coming up as the vine grows up to this point is supposed to be removed. While the second school of thought believes that that is where you make your first money. there'll be fruits coming up. And what we are going to do, because like I said, this is a trial, we will have sections whereby we are going to remove them, and we'll also have sections where we are going to leave them behind, and we are going to study and see it for ourselves, right? So the first school of thought, like I said, believes in removing flowers up to the point the vine touches the string and starts spreading. While the other one believes that you leave the flowers behind and you enjoy the first fruits. So I mean, like I said, this is a trial. I'll be doing both, right? I'll have some left behind, and I'll also remove some to just see. I believe in doing things, and I don't shy away from challenges. So that's what exactly we're going to do. So the other thing that we're going to do, or be doing today, is that in between these rows, as you can see, this space here, I want to do a cover crop here, or rather just a crop that can mature maybe in 3 months. And what I have in mind is I want to grow beans in between here. Beans mature very fast, and because they're legumes, they are also nitrogen fixing. So we will benefit from those beans by fixing the nitrogen once we remove. And I believe in 3 months the beans should be out. So I'll be doing trenches here, just one line. I don't want to again crowd my orchard, just one line to allow proper management of this orchard. And we are going to add some more manure, because you have to provide the nutrients, or rather you don't want to stress your vines, eh? So if you plant beans, you should also boost your farm with, say, more manure and stuff. And what happens is that at the end of the day, we will be able to harvest them and maybe get a few coins here and there to help manage this orchard. So that is where we are with this project. And maybe just to give a quick summary, today we are removing the suckers below, the ones up as well. We'll also be spraying, and we'll also be supporting these trees, besides removing the weed that keeps on coming up. So thank you so much. Please subscribe to Tukuze Matunda, leave us your feedback, and we're happy to journey together. Asante.